Shalom, everybody. It's okay, you don't have to close it, babe. Oh, yeah, close it up with the AC, actually. Let's see. Shalom, everybody. So, I wanted to make this video to talk about the differences between Hebraic understanding, Hebraic thought, and Greek. Okay. Now, many of you believers have been duped into adhering to a Greek philosophy that was very likely brought in. That was definitely brought in by whom is very likely a false teacher, a false apostle. You guys, if you see my channel, you already know who I'm talking about. Okay? Let me explain the difference between faith in the Greek ideology and the obedience unto Yah, Elohim, which is the Hebraic understanding, the Hebraic thought, okay? As Paul goes around saying, faith is, believing in something that isn't there, okay? That is immediately contradictory to what the Hebrews believe, okay? From, let me say this. From the time of Adam and I believe Chava, I forget her Hebrew name, but from the time of the very first two humans, they didn't believe in something that wasn't there. Okay, they had a relationship with the Most High. They had a relationship with the pre-existent, pre-incarnate Son, and they knew who the Ruach HaKodesh was. Remember, in Bereshit, it talks about the Ruach, hovering above the waters, and we understand that Yahusha very, very possibly was walking around, the garden and walking around the earth, pre-existent, pre-incarnate, fully divine, fully part of Elohim himself, and maybe in a glorified body. That's a mystery, but we know for sure he walked around. Okay. So the first two humans, they knew the Most High. They knew Elohim personally. They heard his voice. They felt the Ruach. They saw, Yahusha walking around. Okay? So they did not have a Greek faith, believe something that isn't there. They knew the Elohim was there. They knew the Elohim was there, was real, had a relationship with them, spoke to them, gave them things, taught them, directed them, okay? So immediately that should get you to break away from this word faith that the Greeks infected your minds with, okay? Adam and Chava believed the words of the Most High. They didn't have faith in something they couldn't see. They could hear, they could see, and they could feel. They had a full sensory experience with Elohim. Hearing, feeling, seeing, touching, everything. Even the spiritual connection and the connection in the mind. They had a full connection, okay, with every sense with Elohim. Okay? The rest of the patriarchs, Noah, Abraham, for example, we know that we know that Abraham encountered Melech Sadiq, or Melech Shadik, which is, which people say Melchizedek. Abraham didn't see a specter. He saw a physical person who he understood to be the king of Shalom. Melech Shadik, the king of righteousness, or the king priest. If you understand, I'm pretty sure if my Hebrew serves me correctly, a Shadik is a priest. Okay, Melech, king, priest. I'm gonna have to look that one up later in case I'm wrong. But anyways, you all know that is again another pre-incarnate, pre-existent Yahusha himself walking around the earth as Melech Shadik or Melech Sadiq. Okay. So again, Abraham didn't have some faith in something he couldn't see. Abraham, heard the voice of the Most High. He felt the inspiration from on high, that is the Ruach HaKodesh. He was filled with the breath, the inspiration, the power, the set apart empowering of the Ruach HaKodesh. So Abraham did not have a Greek faith in something he couldn't see. Okay? Everybody else I could think of, everybody else that's a patriarch, everybody else, they understood that there was a Most High, that He is spirit hidden behind light, that He has a throne room up in the heavens. They understood even very early the messianic coming of one that would be His begotten, sent forth Son, that would be the Redeemer, the reconciliation unto the Father and humanity. Okay, so they knew that something was there. Okay, and for example, Abraham, he could not have had, Yaakov, who is later changed to Yasharel, he could not have an empty faith and a belief that something that isn't there. Remember, Yaakov wrestled with, I don't remember off the top of my head, but if I'm correct, he was wrestling with a heavenly embodiment of Yah. Very likely he was wrestling probably with Yahusha. I don't remember off the top of my head. I have to read that verse again, that chapter again. But so Yaakov, Yasharel, he wrestled. He had a physical altercation where he felt, he heard, he saw, he touched, he wrestled with a manifestation of the Elohim. Okay? So the Hebraic understanding is not the Greek, something that isn't there. Okay? That is ridiculous. We should stray away from the leaven of the unbelievers, like the Greeks and all the other heathens, like Yah says in His Word, do not worship me in this way. Erase the leaven. You who are the Nazarene, you are the branches of the root of Daud, of King David. You are the root, the Hebrew root, which is Mashiach. Mashiach is the Hebrew root. So we are the branches not of Greek ideologies. We are not the branches of Roman thought. We are a Roman philosophy, a Roman syncretism or religious pluralism, which is the Hellenistic Greco-Roman thing, to pluralize, to syncretize. Okay? We are to be set apart. We are to be different, distinct. not like the other nations, not like any of the nations. Okay, so that should put something into perspective about faith versus obedience. Faith versus obedience. Okay, so think on these principles, beloved. And much shalom to you all. Till the next video.